December 4th, 2024. A freezing, foggy morning in the heart of New York City. As thousands of commuters rush through the bitter cold, a succession of loud gunshots shatters the morning routine outside the luxury Hilton Hotel. A man collapses onto the pavement, bleeding out in the snow. This was no random mugging. The victim was one of the most powerful executives in the American healthcare industry. But what truly sent chills down the spines of investigators was a bizarre detail left at the scene. Etched onto the discarded shell casings were 3 words. Words that pointed to a deeply calculated, ideological vendetta. How does a young man with a flawless background, an Ivy League valedictorian from a wealthy family with a brilliant future, turn into a cold-blooded assassin? What is the dark truth behind the case that completely transfixed America?
Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a recent case that has sparked a massive, highly controversial debate worldwide. Before we begin, we want to express our deepest respect and condolences to the victim's family. The story you are about to hear is entirely based on official police reports, forensic evidence, and court documents. No speculation, just the chilling facts. To understand the gravity of this crime, we first need to look at the man who was targeted. The victim was 50-year-old Brian Thompson. Born in Minnesota in 1974, Thompson built a highly successful career out of a background in accounting. To his friends and family, he was a dedicated professional and a loving family man. He loved sports, and he spent almost every weekend with his wife Paulette and their 2 teenage sons. In his professional life, Thompson had climbed to the absolute top of the corporate ladder, serving as the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, the largest health insurance provider in the United States, managing the healthcare of millions of Americans. He had massive plans for his company and an enviable retirement layout with his family. But in the corporate world, a position that high often places a target on your back.
Early December 2024, Brian Thompson traveled from Minnesota to New York City to attend a major annual investor conference for UnitedHealthcare's parent company. His schedule was completely routine. He checked into the New York Hilton Midtown, expecting a standard business trip. On the night of December 3rd, he called his wife and kids just like any other night, telling them he'd catch a flight home as soon as the conference wrapped up. There were no warning signs, no active threats. But when detectives later pulled the hotel's CCTV footage, they discovered something terrifying. A mysterious figure wearing a black mask and carrying a heavy backpack had been loitering around the hotel entrance for hours. This person wasn't wandering aimlessly. They were waiting. They knew exactly when and where Brian Thompson would appear. The setting is outside the New York Hilton Midtown on 54th Street, right in the middle of bustling Manhattan. It's one of the heaviest trafficked areas in the city, packed with tourists and office workers. It is now 6:45 a.m. on December 4th. The sun isn't even up yet. It's dark, freezing, and a thick fog hangs over the streets. The city is just waking up, and foot traffic is beginning to build on the sidewalks. Ambushes rarely happen here because the area is flooded with security cameras. Choosing this specific location wasn't just bold, it was an execution-style hit planned with absolute precision. At 6:46 a.m., Brian Thompson walks out of the hotel alone, heading toward the conference hall. Suddenly, the masked figure steps out from the shadows, closing the distance rapidly from behind. What happens next takes only a matter of seconds. The killer pulls out a handgun equipped with a silencer and aims it directly at Thompson's back. The first shot fires, striking Thompson, who instantly drops to the ground. Then, a moment of pure panic for the killer. The gun jams. But instead of running away, the assassin exhibits a terrifying level of calm. He stands over his victim, takes a few agonizing seconds to clear the jammed round, and then calmly unloads several more shots into Thompson as he lies helpless on the sidewalk. He wanted to make absolutely sure Thompson did not survive. With the job done, the killer flees down a side alley, grabs a rented city bike, rides straight into Central Park, and vanishes into thin air. Forensic reports would later show Thompson suffered fatal gunshot wounds to his back and calf, causing massive, rapid blood loss. Hotel staff and bystanders immediately dial 911. First responders arrive within minutes, desperately performing CPR on Thompson before rushing him to Mount Sinai West Hospital. But it was already too late. He was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The news sends shockwaves across the nation. Thompson's family is left shattered. The corporate elite are panicking over their own security, and every major news network drops everything to
cover the brazen execution in midtown Manhattan.
The NYPD and the FBI immediately launch a massive joint manhunt. At the crime scene, investigators discover a truly bizarre clue. Scratched onto both the spent and unspent shell casings are three specific words: deny, defend, and depose. These terms perfectly mirror the chapters of a well-known book that fiercely criticizes the dark side of the American health insurance industry. Detectives begin combing through hundreds of hours of surveillance footage. They track the killer's movements backward and discover he had taken a bus into the city. Crucially, they find footage of him inside a local McDonald's prior to the shooting. To eat his food, he had lowered his mask for just a brief moment, and his face was caught perfectly on camera. His photo is immediately blasted across every screen in America. Meanwhile, inside Central Park, search teams recover the backpack he abandoned. Inside it are clothes and the 3D printed silencer used in the killing. 5 days later, the manhunt comes to an end, and the world learns the name of the suspected assassin: Luigi Mangione, age 26. Luigi did not fit the profile of a typical street criminal. He came from a highly prominent, wealthy family in Maryland. Growing up, he was a superstar student, the valedictorian of his high school class. He went on to earn both his bachelor's and master's degrees in computer science from the Ivy League's University of Pennsylvania, later landing a lucrative job as a software engineer. But behind closed doors, Luigi's life was falling apart. He suffered from severe chronic back pain that required surgery. The procedure failed, leaving him in agonizing, non-stop pain every single day. According to his private journals, Luigi developed a burning hatred for the American medical system. He became convinced that massive insurance companies were intentionally denying life-saving treatments to everyday people just to maximize corporate profits. In his mind, Brian Thompson wasn't just a businessman. He was the face of an evil system. And Luigi decided to become the judge, jury, and executioner. On December 9th, 2024, Luigi is spotted at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. A sharp-eyed employee recognizes his face from the news and immediately alerts the authorities. When local police approach him, Luigi panics and hands over a fake ID. But when officers search his backpack, they find a treasure trove of evidence: the suppressed pistol, over $10,000 in cash, multiple fraudulent passports, and most importantly, a handwritten manifesto. In his manifesto, he wrote, "I apologize for the disruption, but these parasite companies had to be punished." He didn't deny what he did. He viewed his actions as a heroic act of social justice. Luigi Mangione was extradited and charged with first-degree murder and criminal possession of a weapon. In court, prosecutors presented an airtight case, including DNA found on the abandoned backpack, his fingerprints on the shell casings, and his own written confession. The courtroom atmosphere was incredibly heavy. While defense attorneys pointed to Luigi's severe physical pain and deteriorating mental health, Brian Thompson's family sat in the gallery, weeping for the husband and father who was violently taken from them. Mangione was ultimately convicted and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The ripples of this case are still being felt today. For the Thompson family, they are left with a permanent, agonizing void. But across America, the case triggered a fierce, highly controversial cultural debate. On social media, a shocking number of people actually began romanticizing Luigi, treating him like an anti-hero because they too had been denied coverage by health insurance companies. However, the vast majority of the public and legal experts strongly condemned the act. They made it clear that no matter how broken a social system might be, turning to cold-blooded assassination is never a solution, and taking a human life is an unforgivable crime. The story of Luigi Mangione and Brian Thompson serves as a grim reminder that true crime isn't just entertainment. These are real lives, real families, and real tragedies that leave permanent scars on our society. It shows the terrifyingly thin line between a brilliant mind and a dark dissent driven by resentment. What do you think about this case? Do you think the system pushed him over the edge, or was he simply a dangerous individual looking for an excuse? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive compelling, please hit that like button.
Share this video and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you never miss an episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next case. Stay safe.